Yeah, happy enough. You know, like we said, we call that game the X-ray because it really tells us what we need. It also shows us where we're strong, and our start was great. First half, we were easily the dominant team and scored 2 really good goals. The second half, the other team threw everything at us because, of course, they got to get back in it. And then that gave us a chance with no result on the line to practice defending and work on protecting your box and blocking shots and crosses. And even though DU had a lot of the ball, we limited to 2 shots in 45 minutes. So it was a really good 90 minutes. So I wish I got 3 or 4 of those before the season starts, but unfortunately that's it.
Anything in particular that you saw from the team on Saturday that you had them working on in practice this week?
I think just cohesiveness defensively. You know, when you don't play a meaningful game in 6 or 7 months, it's easy to forget how all the pieces fit together. So a lot of good pieces, a lot of good players, but how they should work off each other, how they should move as a unit, that's what we've been kind of refining this week.
What do you expect to see in New Mexico?
Well, you know, Grand Canyon's up first, and a new coach, a very, very good coach, and he's got them supposedly pretty organized, and they'll throw some things at you. So that's a little bit of an unknown Friday night, although we know the coach really well, so what his history has been of getting teams really organized. And then Sunday is a really good team from San Francisco. Jimmy Milner was the coach at USC for years. As a matter of fact, that the year they let him go, the next year, the team, 2 years later, the team won the national championship. So it's or 1 year later, they were national champs. So he knows how to build a championship team. He's had that team in the top 3 or 4 in the WCC, which is one of the top conferences in college soccer, for the last several years. And his teams are always really tough. So Friday night, a little bit of an unknown. Sunday, we know for sure we're in for a battle.
Allie and Kirsten, what were your big takeaways from them offensively in that game against Denver?
Well, I mean, they didn't produce a whole lot of offense when the game was in the balance. But once they were down 2, they just threw numbers at us. And so that was great for us to have to absorb that.
No, I meant, sorry, Allie and Kirsten, 2 freshmen forwards coming in. What did you see from them?
Sorry. I thought you were telling me your name was Alan Kirsten.
Oh, no.
And I was like, wow, he's introducing himself. That's cool. You know, Kirsten, 11 minutes in, scored a goal. She's been scoring all preseason in practice, so it was great to see her do it against a real team. And I think she was dangerous the whole game. She got almost 90 minutes, which is really impressive at, you know, mile-high altitude. And then Allie came off the bench because she hasn't trained much and looked like she'd been through a whole preseason. Dangerous on the ball, diving header that she missed, great shot that she missed. And so I think Allie looked like someone who's further along than we thought, and Kirsten looked like about how she's been all preseason, which is, you know, just a kid that really wants to get to goal.
You had Marissa and Carissa both play against Denver. Any decision, or are you going to try to?
Now, if this is football, this would be like a huge story, right? Like which quarterback you're going to play. It's a battle. They're even. I mean, Cece certainly was her job to keep, and she's done a great job of fighting for it. But you know, Zoo has incredible training, and her fundamentals are as good as anybody we've had when they came in here. And she's had a lot of international experience, so she doesn't get rattled. So they've both got positives, and they've got things they got to work on, and it's going to go down probably throughout the season until somebody just says, look, you got to play me for 90. Right now they're going to split time, and we're excited about that. That shows the great future for us once Cece graduates.
Does it help that you're confident in the defense in front of her with, I mean, the number of upperclassmen that you have working there?
Doesn't hurt. You know, last year the youth factor was something we were dealing with, and our goalkeepers, you know, Lowe was a 5th-year senior, so she was saving them a lot of times, and now this time we're hoping the back 4 is giving a little more protection to these 2 young keepers.
It definitely is nice. It is nice to have a fellow Missourian down here, and for other people to kind of get a taste of what Missouri is.
Did you guys know each other beforehand, or I mean, did you have any?
We had the first time we really met was at the tech camp, like 4 years ago actually, and we were roommates and stuff. And then ever since then, we've just started training together and kept in contact, and we then obviously became friends, and we started working together because we knew then we'd be playing together, and that could really help us. So
what have you seen from her in her first few weeks here?
Oh, so much. She has been awesome. It's been amazing to watch her and just to see how she's transitioned to the college game. But just, I mean, her speed and her ball striking ability is amazing, and that's really going to help us this year. So it's exciting.
She's obviously not the only talented, player in this recruiting class. So what do you think it says about the Coach Stone and the coaching staff and their ability to be able to recruit, to bring in, 2 number 1 recruits from different states?
Oh, I mean, it says so much. I mean, obviously, they're amazing coaches, and you can tell that even without that recruiting class. But this recruiting class is really good. It's really fun to watch them because every single one of them can play and has like the ability to contribute to this team. And you don't see that a lot with freshman classes, but this is one of those freshman classes that they could play and really make an impact. So it's exciting.
A lot of them talked about just the competitive nature of this team that exists in all the upperclassmen. As an upperclassman, what are some of the expectations that you guys have for them, not necessarily on the field, but just kind of for growth and development?
I think just one of the main expectations is just to come in every day and work as hard as you can, and just to get in there and just to really grind and push upperclassmen. And I mean, that is like part of the competitive nature. We see it every day, even from things like soccer, tennis to our 11v11 games. But we expect the underclassmen, even if they're not perfect and even if they're making mistakes, just to work as hard as they can, because that's kind of one of the main team characteristics that we strive to have on this team.
So I guess last weekend, what did you see on that play, and what allowed y'all to kind of score on that first goal?
That play, it's kind of funny because me and Kirsten had kind of practiced that exact pass a few times over summer, and then even here, Tom and Neil had kind of put that into passing patterns that we'd gone over. So as soon as I got the ball, I kind of almost instantly knew that's where it needed to go, and she made the perfect run and just opened up, and it was there.
How important was that for y'all's confidence, just going on the road and just kind of obviously knowing that you kind of needed something like that?
Oh, I mean, it helps tremendously. They always say it's a dress rehearsal for us, and it really is, and Denver's a great team, so it really does help knowing that we can play like that and we can get 2 goals, especially from an underclassman and an upperclassman, and just that different people can step up and that we can play like that when we're not at home.
So what did y'all learn from that dress rehearsal, and I guess what do you take away going into the Albuquerque tournament?
I think we learned just how many people on this team can contribute and how deep of a bench we have, but then we also learned that we aren't perfect yet, and there are still many things that we need to work on, and that is okay. It's still August. By the time we need to be perfect, it is November. And so, yeah, that's one of the main things we learned.
We're learning each other's tendencies and how to play well with one another, and it's just really going to be an exciting season.
How important was it for y'all to get that early goal just early on, just to kind of get the jitters out?
That's so important for us just to get that in, especially coming from a freshman. It was great for her just to get her nerves out and let her just get comfortable on the field. But overall, it just kind of let us set in and just be confident on the ball.
Were y'all trying to be aggressive on the attack, and how much did that help you just throughout the match?
I'd say that we're a pretty aggressive team just in general, and we're very high pressure, and our coach is always telling us to get on them as fast as possible, and Denver definitely wasn't ready for us to jump on them the way we did.
I know Coach Tom Stone always talks about that as being a litmus test. So what did y'all learn about yourselves prior to when you start the actual regular season?
Just the ability we have to jump on teams, and that if we come out as hard as we can in the first half, that we're going to be successful.
How much different can you guys be? I mean, I would say your strength probably defensively last year, and most of you guys come back if you guys can jump out in front of them.
Yeah. Well, I think it'll be really important for us to do so this season. We have an incredibly hard schedule ahead of us, but I think that it'll be really important for us to be strong in the back line and to have a great attack and to jump on the teams, because the teams are going to jump on us too.
How nice is it to have so much upperclassmen
It's
in that
nice.
back line?
It's nice. I think last year, being so young, we struggled a little bit just finding confidence, but having such an older back line this year and players that have played together for a couple of years now, it's going to help us be really successful.
Thoughts on the freshman class that have come in? Have you noticed kind of a different level out on the practice field?
The freshmen have completely come in and changed this team, and they're rocking the boat, which is exactly what we want them to do. And we want them to be fighting for positions and challenging upperclassmen for minutes. So it's really great, and they've come in, and we've been so welcoming for them, and I think that they've really accepted it, and everybody's on board and everybody's on the same page.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you're from Albuquerque, right?
I'm from Albuquerque, yeah.
So getting a chance to go home,
Yeah.
how feels that for you?
I love it. It's great. All of my friends get to come, and I already have a big group of family members coming. I'm asking them to make signs, so it's exciting.
And then what do you guys know at this point about the teams that you're going to be facing there in Mexico?
We're trying not to focus too much on the other teams and just focus on what we can do, and if we come out hard and just play our game, I know that we'll be successful.